Sustainability has always been a really important thing for us at Finnieston Clothing. We've always tried to use as many kind of local mills, local factories, and celebrated as many kind of local businesses as we could. I think this story is not just a celebration of sustainability and a good apparel story. I do feel like it's a great opportunity to kind of celebrate my grandpa as a man as well. He gets up every day and works. I mean, he might eat a lot of chips, but they're his own potatoes. Yeah, he's just such an incredible guy, and getting him involved in this story and celebrating him, and also the farm that him and my gran built, is just such an important story for me. I am Ross Gerris and I'm the creative director of Finnieston Clothing, and this is the Eaglesham wool story.
My name's Julie Barr. My main role in the farm is really just help my grandpa wherever he needs me, really. Help out with the chickens, help out the cows, turn my hand to anything that really needs done, but I mainly do the lambing. So the kind of wool that we've got and the kind of sheep that we've got, well, it varies. We've got blackies, cheviots, we've got cross yows. The wool is different in all of them, I would say. Some probably a wee bit more oily than others, some tight, some loose, some keep their wool a bit better than others. But I'd say my favourite sheep are probably cheviots. I love them. They're cheeky, they're mischievous, and I love them when they're born. See, when they get to that stage when they're bouncing about the field at lambing time, that is, I feel like I've reached my peak in life when I see them. It's just, see at night when you go out on a nice spring night and they're bouncing about and they've got lovely white faces and tight wool. I love that. Love that.
Been eating them for about 2 months. The yellow ones is the best taster, and their skin's not as thick. Bo Peep, they called me. I left the school when I was 13 and a half, and I've been working on the farm ever since. Before I started on my own, I was a partner with my father. I went into business with him when I was 17, and he had a lot of sheep. That was my job, because it was a way of life. Well, when I started in business, when I got married, the clippings off their backside didn't go with the wool, and the wife could get more for that rubbish in that time than I get for the whole lot now, if you get what I'm talking about. The government changed everything. The wool used to pay for the rent and the shipper. Now it wouldn't buy you fish and chips. Let's be honest, Alan, my younger son, clipped the rough end of 500 ewes this year, and you got handed £70. If I brought in a contractor, it's £1.50 per head. But there's nothing leaves this place that I know what I'm getting before it leaves. You go to the market with 100 lambs, you just have to take what you get. It depends how hard you work. You can't clip if it's a wet day. How many dry days had we this spring? Very few. So it's a dash. The reason we got finished quite smartly was we have a big shed that's empty. The cows are out. We clean it out, wash it, and if it's half dry, when we get up in the morning, we go out and we've got a batch of sheep in, and then maybe by 10 o'clock it started raining, but we could still keep on clipping inside because they were dry. You can't clip them when they're wet.
So the wool from the Finnieston family farm comes to us in its raw form. John the farmer will give Kevin, our wool keepers manager, a call and ask for that wool to be collected. We bring it to our home here in Salts Mill, and then we grade it. We check it for quality, and then we will make sure that the appropriate quality wool then moves on to the scouring plant. The wool that is used in HD wool is of various different qualities that we choose using our 136 years of experience. There are certain characteristics such as a high level of crimp, which is the waviness of the fibre, and also the sponginess, the resilience. So that wool will then bounce back and retain its shape for longer, whatever happens during the use by the ultimate wearer. So the graders are incredibly experienced. They have a capability of visually appraising the wool. They will look at certain characteristics, whether it's the length, the colour, the fineness, the level of potential contaminants such as seeds or grasses, and also elements of maybe burr or thistles, and it will choose the different characteristics and separate those wools into different grades. We have around about 75 different grades that we will choose, and within those grades then we will bring them together to create the HD wool final product.
Like, doing this project as well is not just great for fashion, but it's actually been great for me to actually know a little bit about the process of what happens with wool, and also like what my grandpa and my uncles have to go through from the point of view of clipping the sheep. Is something that is definitely an issue within British farmers, is that they do not get a lot for their wool. And I think wool's a great product. Biodegradable, it's odour resistant, and I think in a world where we have an abundant amount of polyfleece and polyester, I mean, it's impossible to avoid it, but I do think the less of it that's out there, the better. The garments that we have made for this collection, we have a jacket and a vest in two colours, one in this Highland olive and the other one in a dirty tan. The outer material is made by Halley Stevenson, which is a dry wax manufacturer in Dundee. We have our lining is made by Brisbane Moss, which is a cotton mill in Yorkshire. Buttons are made in the UK, labels are made in East Kilbride. The insulation in the jacket is filled with my grandpa's wool. I really don't think that I can try any harder from the point of view of trying to create a positive apparel story. I do feel that the way that my grandpa does farm is sustainable as well. You know, having herds of cattle and flocks of sheep. Organic farming is great for the soil biodiversity. I do feel like this story, as well as being a great sustainability story and a great apparel story, is that it's also just a good human health story. You know, we've got a guy that's 92 and a half and is still getting up every day doing incredible farm work. As an example, like, he grows a lot of his own fruit and veg, he's up every day, and I do think that, you know, purpose has a huge part to play in that as well, where, you know, we're now at this stage where we don't actually want him to stop. We want him to keep going, because it's what's keeping him alive.